everyone. Welcome to CEC 20 August calendar meeting. Joyce, could you please take attendance?
Yeah, you can unmute.
Here.
Here. Recording in progress. Mayfong? Here. Samala?
Joyce, are you in the meeting?
Wi-Fi is choppy.
Oh, if you can close it because they can't hear you online. If you can come to John, yeah.
No midway?
Okay.
Everyone is in the room, so Wi-Fi is choppy. Okay, did anyone see Tamara online? Wenming,
That's it.
Yanqing,
Here.
She's here.
Are you ready?
Maya, Kevin, Sabrina, okay. Fabiola,
That's it.
they have 5 in person so far, so we haven't got a quorum yet. So until we reach the quorum, we'll be able to vote. And 4 cheers, John. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. Tonight we will have our interpretation in Arabic, Mandarin, and Spanish. You will see these interpreters in the participant list, and they will post their information in the chat. Our interpreters will now introduce themselves. Could our Arabic interpreter please introduce yourself?
Good evening. This announcement for Arabic audience. مساء الخير. هذه الرسالة إلى المستمعين للترجمة باللغة العربية للحصول على خدمة الترجمة. أرجو الاتصال على الرقم 3 4 7 9 6 6 4 1 1 4 وإدخال الرمز. Hold on, I have to get the information for that. Sorry. وإدخال الرمز 684-006-024 وإدخال علامة الشباك أو الهاشتاج. والرجاء وضع أنفسكم في وضع الصامت وستتاح لكم فرصة لطرح الأسئلة والاستفسارات. مرة تانية الرقم 3 4 7 9 6 6 4 1 1 4 الرمز 684-006-024 وإدخال رمز الشباك أو الهاشتاج. شكرا. Arabic announcement is done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could our Mandarin interpreter please introduce yourself?
Hi. Okay. Yeah. Hi, my name is Cindy. I would like to do the announcement. 大家好，中文翻译，请拨打347-966-4114。ID 号码是618-616-518。我重复一遍，请拨打347-966-4114。ID 号码是618-616-518，然后拨井号。如果您想收听中文语音，同时呢又观看视频会议，请您把那个电脑的语音和音量设置为静音状态，用电话拨打中文普通话的热线347-966-4114。ID 号码是618-616-518，然后井号。谢谢。The announcement is done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Could our Spanish interpreter please introduce yourself?
Hola, buenas tardes. Para la reunión del día de hoy, si desea escucharla en el idioma español, por favor llamar al número de teléfono 347-966-4114 e ingresar el código de acceso 833-563-028 numeral. Repito, para escuchar la reunión del día de hoy en el idioma español, por favor llamar al número de teléfono 347-966-4114 e ingresar el código de acceso 833-563-028 numeral. It was given already. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all our interpreters. As a reminder, please try to speak slower than usual to allow interpreters to keep up. The meeting agenda. We will now go over the agenda for tonight's meeting. Kevin, can you please share the agenda? Public speaking session number 1 will be 15 minutes. Report of superintendent, 15 minutes. Report of council president, 15 minutes. We're going to vote on CEC 20 representation at the Asian American Traditional Culture Festival Parade from Better Brooklyn Association. Resolution 1, we will vote on in regards to after school funding after the meeting. Second public session, and then we have approval of June and July meeting minutes. And then we have a business meeting to follow. Joyce, will you make a motion to add resolution 1 to the meeting agenda?
Right?
Add to the agenda.
We don't. Can you say? Because you're muted. You can say it again.
Oh, sorry.
We don't have enough people? Okay.
Yeah. I will add on later. If we, when we met on quorum, I will make a motion to add to the agenda.
You can continue.
We would like to recognize several attendees at our meeting. Joyce, will you look through the attendance list and welcome any noted guest?
And call them up. You can say it. I can call them up here.
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay, I would like welcome online first because we have several in person. So on the first one, first I would like welcome to office from council member Elisa Averus. We got the representative from her office. And I saw the Jen from Ivan Chu's office. I also see people from I also saw Ian Yanda from Assemblyman Canoso's office. And I also see the person from City Council, Justin Brandon's office, for Tony. Yes. I think that if I mix any person from any night in the official's office, you can type in the chat. We also welcome you spend the time join our CEC's meeting. And we also have some, we need to appreciate the parents and some principals from District 20 also spend the time join us CEC 20 for August 2024. John, the floor is yours. Thank you.
We will now start with the first public speaking session. We will now hold our first public speaking section of the evening. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. If there are any elected officials or representatives in attendance, they can speak first.
It's not in person. So you can move to online. There are online representatives. if there are.
Is there any online representatives that would like to speak?
Yeah, we have one.
Ian Yonda from Assembly Michael Tanusis' office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me on this meeting. My name is Ian Yonda, Chief of Staff to New York State Assemblyman Michael Tanusis. In regards to some of the funding concerns that have come to our office, I want to make sure I can thank John for reaching out and helping us coordinate this effort with NIA to get all the proper information to be able to draft a letter to be sent to the governor's office. We made sure that we had drafted that letter and sent that out today to request a restoration of funding, particularly regarding PSIS 30. I know that there has been an issue with a loss of 100 seats for the elementary after school program. As I mentioned today, we had sent out that letter asking for our partners in government to work in a bipartisan fashion and be able to come together to collaborate and find a way to restore this funding, particularly for PSIS 30. And it would be great for us to be able to come together with our partners in government to be able to find a way to make this happen, because as we know, it will be absolute disadvantage to our community to not have these programs available to our children. And losing 100 seats would be absolutely detrimental. We're grateful for the fact that funding was able to come together to properly fund some other programs that there may have been concerns about previously, but there's still work to be done. So whatever we can do, we'll make sure that our office is there to do so. And if there's any further questions, any additional information that can be given to me to help in this fight to bring this additional funding, we are glad to do so. I'll gladly put my contact information in the chat, and I'm glad to have an open line of communication with anyone who wishes to have so moving forward. So thank you very much for giving me time to speak.
Thank you so much, Ian. I would like to call Jane Duong from Senator Ewen Chu's office to speak.
Thank you, John. And thank you so much for bringing this to our attention today, that this is an important topic that is being discussed at this meeting. My name is Jane Duong. I'm the Chief of Staff for Senator Ewen Chu. Usually my colleague Frances Brown attend this meeting, but she is recovering from a surgery. So I'm here today on behalf of the office. To piggyback what Ian was saying, about the after-school funding. So this issue has been brought to our attention in June. And we are made aware of the situation that NIA and FEAL was being cut the after-school funding by OCFS because of the new funding structure related to leaves in this new budget. So after we heard about the concern from NIA and FEAL, we have written two letters, one for NIA and one for FEAL to OCFS, expressing this huge concern from the community. At least 5 schools in Senator Chu's district is being cut this after-school funding that is very crucial to a lot of families. So we had a conversation with the OCFS Commissioner's Office to ask them to give us some information about how this review process works, how this decision was made. But they weren't able to give us a lot of the information in June and in July. So right now we're in the process of requesting a second meeting with the agency, OCFS, and its commissioner. I think the bigger concern here is that they are not taking geographic and financial information for this family into consideration when they make this family. So Southern Brooklyn, which has a lot of the tier 1 school, were left out without the after school budget. So we wanted to ask them to give us more transparency in terms of this decision-making process and take into consideration, you know, geographically and also for low-income family. Basically, the information that they're providing is that whoever wrote the better application get the funding based on the score that they assigned. But we're like, this is not a writing contest. It shouldn't be whoever wrote the best proposal get this kind of funding. It should consider the geographic area and also the income of this family being served. So hopefully we're gonna get this meeting soon, and we'll continue to update everybody once we have more information about this funding process. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for you know, keep advocating for this very important issue for our family.
Thank you so much, Jane. And I hope your coworker feels better and has a fast recovery.
We have 3 people online. The first one's Natalia. She wants to call.
Okay, I'm calling Natalia to please speak. Unmute yourself. I'm calling Angie Santa Maria to please speak. I'm calling for Angie Santa Maria to please speak. Unmute yourself.
Hi, sorry. So I am PTA president at PS 247, and I just wanted to voice my concern as well in regards to our school losing 80 seats in the after-school program. We're already a Title I school, and our community really relies on the resources that NIA provides for our students after school. So to lose 80 seats on top of the students that aren't able to get in because of the limited number to begin with is really a disservice to our students and to our community as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie, for speaking. I'm calling for Mayor Casual to please unmute yourself and speak. That concludes our first public speaking session.
Oh, okay. If you can come here, please. In front of the microphone. Sorry, we're online, so.
Disregard, we do have a speaker that would like to speak.
Yeah, right here. There's a camera microphone.
Sit right
Oh,
there.
camera.
Sorry.
I did my hair. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ursula Bonilla, and I am speaking on behalf of the after-school funding that has been deleted from some of our schools in District 20. District 20 has a plethora of services that could be afforded to our students if we are funded. Our students deserve to be able to conduct themselves in after-school programs and receive services that will engage them in social, emotional, and academic growth. To eliminate the number of schools, both from FIAL and from NIA, and not allow those schools to receive those services is more than a disservice. It's a travesty. Our children are important. And I'm asking that all of our politicians and OCFS understand the importance of our children. We are in a neighborhood or in neighborhoods that have a large influx of immigrants. And our immigrant population are looking to the schools to provide them with the opportunity to help their children in a variety of ways. Please consider reissuing the money to the schools that are most in need. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, John. John, I think we made a quorum night now. Can we make a motion to add the resolution to the agenda?
Two more speakers.
There's two more speakers. I would like Kimberly Barati to please unmute yourself and speak for us.
Hello. Hi, my name is Kimberly Barati. I've been a parent in District 20 for about 8 years. I have 4 children. One is now in the middle school. And right now I'm speaking on behalf of PS 112, which is a phenomenal school. And we just learned that we're going to be losing our funding for our after school. And for about 8 years, I have applied for the after school. I have 4 children and they never got in. And that's how tight the seats are. It's by lottery. So what happened previously was teachers would have to walk my children home because I couldn't go out to get them. So they will walk them home from school. That's how important after school is to this community. And that's how how much this community is bounded together as a family. We support each other. And for anyone not to see that and support our family and our children, I'm sorry, that's so disappointing. I don't know what we have to do as parents or as a community. If you want us to come down and march, or if the letters are not enough, the writing is not enough, we're willing to do so. So whoever is in charge, whoever makes that decision, whoever writes that pen, maybe it's because, you know, this is Bensonhurst and Dyker Heights, so they feel like we don't need it. But this is an overcrowded district. This is why new schools opened up in this district, right? That's why Fiao said, you know what, this district needs the funding. God bless them that they did that. And then for someone not to fund them, that's not okay. That's not okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. I would like to call Susan Liu to speak and unmute yourself.
Hi, I would like to piggyback on what Kimberly just said. I'm also a parent of PS 112 and a concerned parent about this, you know, the funding being eliminated to our advantage of after school program for our kids. It's unbelievable. Like, you know, when I heard about that it's not going to be renewed, it's quite some upsetting to most parents. And for you know, working parent like myself, we rely on you know, these programs. So it's like an essential resource for our community, and it provides a safe and enriching environment for our children. So like, I really, really hope that we can get this program back up for District 20 and for PS 112 and for all other schools that relies on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. We have one more speaker. Anna Belfort Delfos, please unmute yourself and speak for us.
Yeah, go on. Good evening. Thanks, John. So I'm also a parent of students who attend PS 112. And I did log on a little late, but I just have a couple questions as far as, is there any transparency as to where the funds went that they didn't come to where they are needed? You know, where were the funds appropriated? Because this is a program that obviously has been successful. Parents have been using this program the past couple of years. It's been incredibly successful. Parents rely on this. you know, the teachers have created a really successful environment. The students look forward to it. And I know that funds are pretty transparent, you know, there explains every year where the next year's funds are going to be appropriated. And I was just wondering, why are the funds not coming to us and where are they going? And if we can get some answers on that, because obviously the biggest concern for the city should be taking care of its children and the students, because that's the priority, that should be the priority of the city. So as a parent, I'm just curious as to what the transparency is where the funding is going.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I want to make a motion and a resolution 1 about the after-school funding to the meeting agenda. Because now, as a lot of public speakers saying, as a parent, we want a transparency, and we reach out a lot of either official or education community, but we don't get the exactly answer what we want, and they didn't explain the details. So we want to put our resolution. We want as a CEC 20, we want our kids is matter. So we need this is a resolution we want to add to the agenda. We will discuss this resolution at the end, but first we need to add to the meeting agenda because we just got it today. So isn't there a second? Okay, so I do the roll call for the vote for the resolution 1 about after-school fundings to the meeting agenda. Steve Stowe?
Yes.
You say yes? John?
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Okay. Joyce? Yes. Mei Fan?
Yes.
Wen Ming?
Yes.
What should say?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Yanqing?
Yes.
Maya? Okay, Tamara?
Yes.
Say yes. Okay, Kevin?
Yeah.
Fabiola?
Yes.
Okay, Sabrina?
Yes.
Okay, we got okay, we got 11 years and we didn't get a response from Maya. So this will be able to approve to add to the agenda. So this motion to add resolution to the agenda is approved. Yeah. Okay, we also have Nessa Chance here. You want to do the public speaking?
Would you like to join
Oh.
our public speaking session to make an announcement? No?
Just want to meeting.
New mic. Okay. Besides, we're working on the official and principal and parents. We also I forgot to work on appreciate our superintendent because last year August I remember he's on online, right? He's on a vacation. But yeah, last year.
Last year this time. Last year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will really big appreciate to be in person today, and also our family leadership coordinator Bill Chen. Thank you for your guys' support. And exactly our AA Kevin Vigi always put out hard working on our meeting. Thank you. Now John, floor is yours.
Joyce, can you please retract on the CEC 20 representation for the Asian American Traditional Cultural Festival Parade so that we could vote on it? We don't have enough?
Yeah, we do.
We have 7 people now.
Yeah, Kevin came in.
Okay.
We have 7?
Okay, good. All right, good.
What date is the parade?
September 8th.
September 8th.
Because not let me make an introduction for that, because maybe a lot of people doesn't know what's Fall Festival, because the other one is Mid-Autumn Festival. So Mid-Autumn Festival is another major festival beside the Chinese Lunar New Year. It's by night with a similar night here's Thanksgiving, because the main meaning for the festival is celebrate the harvest, family reunion, and promote interpersonal communication. We also say District 20 is diversified like school district. We welcome everyone to share like every culture with us. So we believe only by like understanding and knowing we can better like integrate into the same community. So we want to use our banner to measure the parade. And I also, after the night meeting, I was sending to all the District 20 school. We want to invite all the school to participate, like have fun, own the culture. So it's a, do we do the vote now?
Hey, Joyce, this is Steve. Can you hear me?
Can you share the flyer? Joyce?
Yeah, let me put the flyer on the chart. Oh,
Kevin's gonna share.
can we have this flyer?
Thank
you.
Sure.
Kevin, you want the best? Yeah, this is the flyer on the Sunday, September 8th. That's a community event, so we want our District 20, every community will be able to celebrate for every culture.
Is it festival or
Festival parade.
It's parade, festival parade. Does anyone have a question? Yeah, I want to make a motion to vote to use our banner to produce this parade.
I have a question. My hand was actually up.
Steve Stowe? Okay.
Hello?
What did you say?
I have a question.
You can talk to me.
Tamara, unmute yourself.
Yeah, I unmuted myself because I have a question.
Tell it to go ahead.
Go ahead, Tamara.
Okay. Are we walking the parade as a council with the banner, or is just the banner just going? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And what can you join you with us? Now we will all the member we can use in the parade we're gonna holding the banner too.
All of us. Hello?
It's not mandatory, it's volunteer. But we just vote on we'll be able to use our banner because I will be there, so I would like to some more people join with us holding the banner, because we will have school last year we do have several school join with us, kids with have fun, kids dress up. It's different way kids to learn the culture. Learning. Well, I was also sending out an invitation to Dr. Prado. September 8th. Yeah, is that Steve also? Steve has a question too.
Steve, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, can you guys hear me? You guys cannot hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
We do hear you, Steve.
Yes, you can? Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna add, it's, you already answered it, but this is just to march in the parade. It's optional for anyone who wants to. That was just the point I was going to make. But it already got answered.
Thank you, Tamara, and thank you, Steve.
Now I can make a
Tamara, you
motion.
can unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to know, like, can we do other parades outside of, you know, like whatever information, because like I think this is like the third thing that we voted to march in as a CEC. I want to know, like, can we get like advance notice, you know, for like any upcoming things that's going to be happening in our neighborhood or in our community where people might want to have us represent as a CEC, you know, shared with us ahead of time, so we could all like really add this to our calendar if we want to participate, because that will make sure that we as a CEC represent our community better. You know what I mean? Because it's like in September, it's going to be crazy. So I'm hoping many of us could attend this, you know, as well as our community. But like, it would be really, you know, proactive of us if we actually have like a list of other events that people might want us to march in, so we can add it to all of our calendars so we could better able to attend to represent everybody. Like, I would like to, you know, have that as something that we, you know, look forward to for the whole year.
Thank you, Tamara. We could definitely do that.
We're good. So, is there anyone have question, or we can make a motion to? I make a motion to not to vote on use our banner to match in the parade.
For the back.
Yeah, just from the banner. So everyone, we work on every night. Everyone to join with the banner to the parade. So the vote, Steve Stowe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, John.
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Joyce, yes. Mei Fan. Yes. We got Wenming.
Yes. Yes.
Yanqing.
Yes.
Maya. Tamara. What did you say?
Yes.
Mala.
Yes.
Thank you. Kevin. Yes. Fabiola.
Yes.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Thank you. We got 11 yes, 1 no response. So we'll be able to use banner to merge in the parade. Thank you.
Thank you, Joyce, and thank you everybody for voting. Now I'd like to introduce the superintendent report. Dr. David Preto will deliver his report now.
Principals, families, and other members of the community. Looking forward to another great school year. Tonight I plan to give a brief presentation around the district team who serves your schools, and then an overview of the district's comprehensive educational plan, give an overview of what are going to be our priorities in this upcoming year, and which will, focus on the areas that I will provide reports by bringing members of the team and principals and teachers to the two meetings to be able to highlight some of the successes and the progress that we're making within different district goals. First, I would like to make a very excited announcement. We have been able to identify a student member of CEC 20. I'm really excited to welcome and introduce Ryan Lee, who is currently a 12th grader at John Dewey High School and is a former District 20 elementary and middle school student. Really excited to have Ryan. And Ryan, I think I saw Ryan come in. So Ryan, if you want to just come off of mute and just introduce yourself and say hi to the council.
Hi, I'm Ryan Lee. I'm a rising senior, and it's my pleasure to work with CEC and be a member.
So Ryan, we're really excited to have Ryan join the council this year. We're able to connect Ryan with CEC president today, and we're gonna work to make sure that Ryan is integrated into the council and made aware of all of the different aspects of the council. And welcome, and just on behalf of the district, I want to welcome Ryan. I want to welcome you to District 20 and to CEC, and thank you for your service.
Thank you so much, Superintendent.
So I like to do this every year just to kind of give a reminder of what the District 20 team is, who's on it, what they do, and some of the things that they do to support district goals and priorities in all of our schools. So in addition to me, many of you know Dr. O'Brien, who is the Deputy Superintendent, Laura Kaiser, the Executive Director of School Support and Operations, and Sean McLean, District Manager of Operations and Special Projects, along with Michelle Way, who's my administrative assistant. This constitutes the leadership team who coordinate the work of the district. We have many instructional coaches on the district team. The main function that the district team serves in terms of number of people is to support improved instruction in classrooms. So it's led by Dr. Lucia Perez Medina, who's a senior achievement manager and leads the literacy team. But we have Janet Sierra, Michael Feldman, Silvana Ferrara, who returned to the team. And then we have two new team members on the instructional coach side. One is Vera Tang. Vera Tang comes to us from the Office of Periodic Assessment, but Ms. Tang has a background in bilingual program and specifically bilingual home language assessments. So we're really excited to have Ms. Tang come on, and she's going to be supporting our bilingual programs and has a particular expertise area in Mandarin. So she's going to be able to support our many Mandarin programs, including the new Mandarin program that we're opening at PS 204, as well as our other Mandarin programs. And Lumaris Contreras is our English language learners service administrator. It's a long way of saying she's an instructional coach for English language learners, and she has a background in Spanish and in middle school. So these two instructional coaches are going to be able to be allocated to key priority areas in the district. Continuing, many of you met Heather Darabegian and Jamie Rasper last year. They gave a presentation on the work that we're doing with our assistant principals and math teachers. Tracy McCarthy Norris supports our social studies and civics for all work. Dr. Hector Uribe supports our science and mathematics. And you met Dr. Uribe last year when we discussed the Science Olympiad and the math games, as well as the STEAM Expo. Anthony Carano, who you'll meet this year. I think we've already brought Anthony on, who supports our many physical education initiatives, as well as all of our physical education teachers. He's the one who started the basketball leagues, and we're going to be starting some new sports leagues for the children, as well as supporting all our physical education teachers. And Karen Thomas supports our special education teachers in the classroom. Our student services support, Russell Lieberman is our student services manager, Lauren Tacconi, our social worker, and they together support our work in school culture and climate and safety. We've had Russell and Lauren come on in previous years to report, and this year they'll be doing some central work around that area. And Michelle Esposito supports our attendance. I'm very proud to say we're in the top 2 in attendance every year in New York City, and Ms. Esposito supports our attendance teachers as well as all of our attendance teams at our schools. And I'm really proud of the work that she's doing with our attendance teachers and our principals and their attendance teams. And then these are some really important folks to our work that kind of work in the background. So Joseph Iacano and Samantha Barrett support all of our schools with ensuring that their programs are aligned to academic policy and support them in administering assessments and managing data and programming. It's really important work. It's behind the scenes, but it really helps to make sure that everything runs smoothly in our now 43 schools and 11 pre-K centers. Valerie Valentine is our administrator for special education. She supports all of our principals, teachers, families, and students with ensuring that individualized educational programs are in compliance and that students are receiving the services that they are mandated through their IEPs from the state. And another new team member is Cynthia Rodriguez, who is our new English language learner compliance and policy specialist. So Cynthia is in charge of ensuring that all of our English language learners, all of the services that they are mandated to receive by the state are indeed being provided to students and monitors that year round. And all of these folks monitor all of these systems year round. So it's a rather big team, and it's a big district. But I'm really proud to say that all of the District 20 team members are incredibly dedicated to the district and do an incredible job in their particular catchment areas. We're really lucky to have really strong team members who are really good at what they do. And we'll have opportunities over the course of the year to meet them in the various work that they do. And what they do is support all the schools in the implementation of the district comprehensive educational plan. So we draft this plan every 2 years. This is a new cycle for the DCEP. And this is where our district goals and action plans live. All districts craft a DCEP in partnership with the district leadership team. The district leadership team is comprised of leaders from all the different stakeholder groups in the district, including CEC 20. So as president, Steve Stowe sits on the district leadership team, but we also have President's Council, UFT, CSA, all different stakeholders in the district sit on the DLT and support me and my team in the crafting of goals that are aligned to the chancellor's priorities. Every DCP in the city is crafted in alignment with these 5 priorities that are Chancellor Banks's priorities. And I'll just run through what the work that we're going to be focusing on in each priority this year in alignment with the chancellor's priorities as they connect to district priorities. So priority number 1 is all students learn to read well. And last year, we're very familiar with NYC Reads. The NYC Reads work that we did in the district is aligned to Chancellor's priority number 1. We'll continue with that work and ensuring that phonics curriculum and strategies for NYC Reads are implemented in all of our early childhood grades. We will also be working to promote rigorous and differentiated goal setting to close achievement gaps in literacy. In District 20, the priority student groups are students with disabilities, English language learners, and Hispanic and Latinx students. These are the 3 main priority groups of students that demonstrate achievement gaps that require our special attention to ensure that we're closing those gaps. Priority 2 is all students are physically and emotionally safe, and there are 3 focus areas that we have crafted a draft action plan to address. First is to develop safety infrastructure and systems, including training staff and working with external partners to ensure safety and security best practices. This is a continuation of a goal that we've had from last year and has been a topic of conversation in District 20 and CEC 20 at different points over the past 3 years. So that's definitely one of our priorities. We're going to be working to expand social, emotional, and mental health supports. And then also to expand the implementation of physical and mental wellness supports, including physical education and other initiatives that are related to health and physical activity for children. Priority 3 is that all students have a high quality academic experience. The 3 areas that we'll be focusing on this year will be strengthening math instruction, as always, ensuring that students with disabilities are served and are progressing in the least restrictive and most appropriate settings, and improving the delivery of mandated services and expanding specialized programs. And then promoting rigorous goal setting for our priority student groups in closing the achievement gap in mathematics. And in District 20, the priority student groups are students, again, with students with disabilities, our English language learners, and Hispanic and Latinx students. Priority 4 is that for the chancellor is that all students graduate college and career ready and have a strong plan and pathway to economic security. This is also very closely related to New York City Public Schools mission statement. We will be working in 4 areas this year. We're going to be working very closely with our Save for College 529 account development program for students in kindergarten through 2nd grade, as well as ensuring that guidance counseling, individual progress review is closely monitored. We'll be working to expand access to financial literacy classes in our schools for both students and for families. We're going to be expanding access to advanced coursework. This includes Regents coursework in middle school, and this is directly tied to the superintendent program, which will launch this year with the first 6th graders having gone through the application process for the superintendent program in all but one of our middle schools in District 20, and that is directly tied to our work in a Regents pathway for students, both in the superintendent program and outside of it. And then finally, we're continuing to work with the development of our bilingual programs in the middle school and beginning to partner with our high schools in District 20 in increasing access to multilingual program models that provide more opportunities for students to obtain the New York State Seal of Biliteracy on their diploma when they graduate from 12th grade. And then finally, priority 5 is that all districts and schools are more inclusive and responsive for parents and families, including having more families choose New York City Public Schools. And we're going to be working in 3 areas this year, over the next 2 years, in alignment with this priority. First, really working to develop stronger partnerships with families through effective engagement, and as well to build awareness of parent leadership opportunities, including applying to and serving on CEC, President's Council, PTAs, and SLTs in schools. We'll have crafted some action plans and goals around building community trust and bolstering engagement, including via improved language access and increased family engagement and participation. And this is going to be looking at highlighting and identifying some of the great practices that are happening in our schools in District 20 and sharing them through an increased number of platforms, including our newsletter and our website, but also social media and other informational videos that we're going to begin developing and distributing to the district via a variety of means. And then deeply engaging with families to understand needs and plan high quality programs that match with those needs. And we've done some of that work in the district already through the work of the superintendent program and many of our bilingual programs and some of our specialized offerings inside of our schools. So we're going to be continuing to do that work in a more intentional way to ensure that, families who are with us remain with us and remain happy to be with us, and that families who are not with us look at the great things that we're offering and consider us when thinking about where they're going to send their kids to school. So I'll be over the course of the year. And one of the challenges with sharing more details of the plan in August is that there are many data metrics that we use to set those goals. Most namely, New York State test scores are a metric that we're required to utilize and are accountable to. Once those are released, we will finalize some of these goals. So you can expect in September that I will share more detailed goals and aspects of the action plan that will be connected to those goals. And you can also expect that in the coming months and over the course of the year, I'll share progress towards some of these action plans and goals. And we'll be in partnership with you all to discuss what are some of the ones that are of priority and of interest to the council to highlight, as well as things that I'll feel like will be helpful to share with the council and the community around some of the great work that's happening in District 20. It's a big district, it's an amazing district, and it has a lot to celebrate. And really excited to partner with the council this year to share that information and take your feedback. And then finally, just really looking forward to a great year. We have our first day of school. It's on September 5th, and we're welcoming 3 new District 20 schools. So PS 413, the Joanne Seminara School of Law and Medicine on Senator Street and 3rd Avenue. PS 331, the Detective Wenjian Liu School of Civics and Entrepreneurship, and MS 407, the School of Technology, Arts, and Research. Really excited to have their doors open on September 5th and welcome families, the teachers, and our principals who've been working very hard behind the scenes to get ready. Really excited to welcome our new D75 partner sites. We have many seats at D75 for our D75 students opening in September at PS 331, at MS 407, and at our standalone D75 site known as K464, but it is at the site at Our Lady of Guadalupe, right in between PS 112 and the PS 112 annex. It's right there. So we're really excited for that standalone D75 site and welcoming, over 100 plus or 200 D75 students, and, have really worked to prioritize District 20 residents who are students with D75 classifications to locate those students in these seats. So that has been a priority of the Office of Enrollment, of the District 75 Superintendent, and really excited to welcome these partner sites and hopefully be able to serve more of our D20 residents in D75 where they're mandated. And we welcome all of our returning students and families, and really excited to welcome our new students. We have a tremendously large pre-K program in the district. We have 11 sites. We have 10 community schools with pre-K and 3K in them, and we serve in excess of 1,500 3K and 4K students, and they're all brand new every year. So really excited for them to come to school. If that day is the first day for them, so really excited to welcome them. You can check out more information at d20brooklyn.com, which is our website, and I'll continue over the course of the year sharing more information in connection to different ways to find out more information about things that are happening in the district, in addition to the reports that I provide at the CEC 20 meetings and other public meetings as I do the work in the district. So I'm looking forward to serving you as superintendent. I'm really proud to be your superintendent, and I'm looking forward to a great year. So thank you so much. That's my report.
Thank you so much, Dr. David Preto, Superintendent. Are there any CEC members who have questions for Superintendent Preto?
Oh, I want to know the cell phone policy for this coming year, 2024 to 2025. A lot of parents and also a lot of educators want to know what is our stance for the cell phone usage.
There's no, currently the cell phone policy is located in the Chancellor's regulations. Every school has their own school-based policy. However, there have been a lot of articles written about some exploration that the Chancellor and the New York City Public Schools are doing around a potential shift to a cell phone free school. I don't have more details at this time because the policy has not changed at all. The policy continues to remain what's located in the Chancellor's regulation. But once I have more specific information about what that would look like, if and when it does happen, it will be included in my report, and I'll provide an update.
There's a lot of teachers have been telling me that when they do try to take away or try to stop the students from using cell phones in their class, there's no support there of how to, what they should do and how the students keep the cell phone and how they should be able to take the cell phone away from them so they could learn and focus on the classwork. So just something that some teachers were asking me about.
Gotcha. I appreciate that. I've been in many of our schools in District 20 that have, every school in the district has a cell phone policy, and I've been in a few of our middle schools as really one of the primary areas where folks have, big concerns about this. And, a couple of our middle schools have, developed really successful policies to really limit the presence of cell phones in schools through a variety of means. And they found them to be really involved in developing, but once they've been established, have really found them to be effective in schools. So students themselves, as well as teachers and principals, have reported to me, in addition to me witnessing them, positive feedback around, developing systems for reducing the presence of cell phones in schools, but it does require the development of systems, and that, we always look to support schools in who are developing policies or things like this, any kind of big change. Places where things are successful, we always leverage them to support folks who are, or schools that are, developing new systems.
And how will the new state law, they said there's going to be a uniform. This is the first year that New York City is stated have a uniform code. How will they affect our district?
There's no new policy in New York City public schools for uniforms. That again is managed through chancellor's regulations, and that chancellor's regulation has not changed.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
2 questions. Superintendent, the ASD Nest program for 939, will that be up and running for September? Thank you very much. Also, in regards to District 75 seats, do you know the ratio? We asked that prior, and we're trying to get the ratio of 12:1 to 1 or 8:1 to 1. Do we know anything about what students?
No, the way that District 75 seats are determined is driven by the IEPs. We were able to connect President Stowe. We were able to connect our D75 representative with the D75 superintendent in their office to discuss just how that process happens. And the short answer is that the students' IEPs drive the ratios in the classrooms. And one of the primary components of any IEP is the ratio of the class that student is to sit in. So one of the tasks of developing a special education program is matching up the requirements on the IEP for the students in the classroom. So if a student has 6:1 or 8:1 or 12:1 on their IEP, they have to be in a classroom with other students who have that same designation on their IEP. So that's the District 75 office, as well as principals, have a process for making that happen.
Thank you very much, Superintendent.
Oh, let me ask you a question. In priority 5, you said you wanted to keep parents in our district. But if most parents want an after-school program, so what are you doing to help get more funding for the after-school program and more like merit-based classes?
So for after-school programming, I mean, I think that if you're referring to the current challenge that's being discussed today, what we were just really trying to do with families was provide information that could be helpful to explain how that funding was lost. It's not something, it's a state allocation. It's not something that this.
What does the parents do? Asking in the questions, are they supposed to write?
I mean, there were several elected officials who came on today and invited families to reach out to them directly with concerns. Your state elected officials are, it's lucky in District 20, like they're very present and, continue and show up to meetings and, invite families to be able to, reach out to them on things that are matters related to the state. And this after school program funding issue is related to the state. So I would encourage you to reach out to them.
All right.
I have a question.
Tamara, you could unmute yourself and speak, please.
All right. With the D75 seats, like how is the staffing? Because I know, we've been having issues with staffing for special education and even for our community services and stuff. How is that going?
The District 75 principals who run those, the District 75 principals who run those sites are responsible for staffing them. I'm not aware of any concerns around staffing those programs, though. She was there? Okay, good.
Any other CEC members that would like to ask questions? Please raise your hand. If you're in attendance, please speak. That completes the superintendent's report. Thank you, Superintendent Dr. David Preto. I'm going to start with the president's report. CEC 20 has been working with many other offices to get answers on the loss of after-school funding in District 20. We know of 2 community-based organizations, CBOs, that lost after-school funding, NIA and FIAO. We have contacted state elected officials and the state agencies involved. So far, we have not been able to get a clear response. No one will say why exactly NIA and FIA were not awarded funding under the new LEAPS program. The state office responsible for awarding this funding has not responded to us yet. This put parents at these schools in a different position. In some cases, they will have to pay thousands of dollars for a child to receive after school. In other cases, the number or after school seats will be reduced. We are looking for answers and asking our elected officials to explain exactly why these longstanding CBOs have suddenly been deemed not eligible under the LEAPS program. The LEAPS program has a long list of program requirements. We are parents, not policy analysts. We are asking our elected officials and their teams to provide the answer to our community. We need to know. This is a bipartisan issue. This is for children and the parents. We need everybody to be on board. We would also like Tamara, please provide the update on the OSE high school application webinar. Tamara, if you're ready.
Okay. Sorry if I have any issues with my internet. I'm actually traveling at this time. All right. So we actually had a meeting, I believe, last week. And it was sent to all the CCs, the community education councils. There were unfortunately only 5 councils that were present. As long we were at the meeting, Leanne Wright, which was part of the research and analytics team for the Office of School Enrollment, along with Allie Jackson, Hing, who was part of early childhood, high school, as well as summarizing. Some of the what we discussed was what's happening is there's going to be a new tool / app that's supposed to be used for the parents for next year in doing the high school process. This was mostly based on high school, as far as what was stated. So it was a new app that they're actually in partnership with a research lab from MIT called Blueprint Lab. So they're trying to launch, hopefully it's this coming school year for the application process is going to be a new way of how the high school application process will be done. And it's honestly a better way that they're trying to make it easier and better for the high school process to be facilitated. And one of the issues that was brought up is the fact that the high school process is very broad and it's not really explained a lot to a lot of parents. So that's one of the things they need to work on, especially for our students with disabilities and English language learners when it comes to how the process is done. And hold on, because I took a lot of notes. Basically the application process that they have, it's going to look at the students and the random number that they give in as a student for 8th grade applying for the process. They're also going to take into consideration whether the student has an IEP where they live, what courses they're looking into for applying to high school, and what their grades are, and whether or not they're applying to a screen school. Basically, is going to use as much information as they can about the whole overall student, and to help them easier find schools that will fit each individual student. And it's going to show them, like, you know, what schools that they should be interested in looking at, whether they have like a low, what is it? It shows like a low, medium, or high chance of that student getting into that particular school based on like the little bar graph that's at the side. So like if it has like 1 bar, that means they have a low chance of possibly getting into that school. If it's 2, then it's going to be a medium chance. And if it's 3, they're going to have a high chance of getting into the school. And the basic goal of this program is to help create a more balanced application for the students, and to have the student have a more realistic sense of what schools they can actually get into. And one of the really liked was that it's going to take all that information and say like your child didn't, you know, apply for like all the schools that they could possibly can. It might just like, you know, pick a school that they think students, the criteria that all those students are listed, and it might, you know, send an alert that says, you know, here's a school that fits all your criteria. You might be interested in looking into this school, and you'll get that alert, and you could click on it, and you could look through all the information, which I thought was really good, because a lot of our kids tend to stay like in their boroughs. You know, a lot of times they don't like to go out of boroughs. So I thought this was a really great way to get them interested in schools that they might have originally thought of. And one of the part of the tool, it actually has like a subway portion that shows them like, you know, whether they're going to take the train, the bus, the ferry to wherever the school is based on where they live and their address. That's also part of it. And one of the things that we actually brought up was adding a way to add travel time, because like a lot of our kids end up sometimes not applying for school if they know it's going to take them like 2-3 hours to get to the school. And sometimes, you know, that might just be the school that might fit them and what they're looking for. So we asked Leanne and Allie, I believe, Leanne and Allie, if that's something that they could actually put into the algorithms of the application, because we think that'll be really great, especially when it comes to parents knowing how long it's going to take the kid to get to the school. Because it's one thing applying to a school in a different borough, and it's another for the student to understand how long it's going to take him to get there. So sometimes that might discourage a student from actually attending that school, because they don't want to take like 2 buses and a train, you know what I mean? Or like they don't want to take like an hour and a half to get to school, you know. So that was something that they're going to look into. Let me see, translated. And they were working on, let me see, they're working basically for non-zone schools. Students will be getting a lottery number to help, I guess, make it easier for them to apply to the schools and possibly get in. So each student will be assigned a certain lottery for that once the program is created, and each student will have their own number. So they know exactly what the number is, because it's listed in their application. But basically, they want this whole process to be more transparent. And I did bring up, because I know
Tamara, we can't hear you.
I know I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Were you guys able to hear any of the things that I just said? About
Just at one
the
point we didn't
meeting?
hear you.
Okay. What part was I called from? Did you guys say what I said about the lottery number? Each student will be assigned a lottery number based on this program?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Okay. And some of the concerns that were brought up was trying to make this process easier for the parents. And some of the things that were mentioned was like probably starting the whole understanding the process of high school application for students, not waiting till the kids are in like middle schoolers are in 8th grade and they start applying for high schools, or maybe talking to them in 6th and 7th grade, even as well as speaking to the parents, be having workshops and walking through the parents through the whole process so we could prepare them better, especially for like L families, because like a lot of our families, you know, their English isn't their second language. A lot of them might not know the process of attending and applying for school in New York. You know what I mean? Because from their country, the process might be something
Tamara,
completely different.
we have to wrap it up a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
So like that was some of the things that was mentioned. So I don't know if
Yeah, but I think her signal is out already.
Tamara, are you finished speaking?
Yeah, I said if anybody had any questions to ask about what was like anything else that was discussed.
I think we're good. We thank you for Tamara's fast-paced sharing information.
So if there's no questions for Tamara, we're going to start the second public speaking session. So if anybody has a question, please feel free to ask the question.
Well, she brought up about transportation, so this is what I forgot to ask David Preto. So middle school, we're gonna no longer do Metro cards now, because aren't we supposed to get Omnis for the New York City students? So I forgot to ask about that.
That's what I understand. We
All
just
right.
saw the announcement about that happening, and they are, if I remember correctly, they work all week, so they work on the weekends as well as during the week. And
So all our middle school students from 6th grade or 7th grade and onward will be able to get a Metro card, or I mean an Omni card, I guess.
I think it's for every student who qualifies for a Metro card
Okay.
under the city's.
So it includes middle school. So just to clarify.
It includes all students who qualify. That's K to 12.
Okay, all right, good. And they'll get it the first day they go back to school? Do you know?
That's the hope. That's always the hope with Metro cards. There always are sometimes some snafus here and there, but in general, students receive their Metro cards or Omni cards now. They receive them on the first day of school.
Both or just Omni?
I believe it is switched from a Metro card to this Omni
All right.
option.
Hi. Just a quick question on the resolution for the cutoff fundings.
All right, thank you.
We will now hold our second public speaking session of the evening. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes. We have a special guest, Assemblyman Lester Chang, would like to speak.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Thank you for participating in your personal time. And I'm listening to what will be effect for next upcoming school season. And I'm more alarmed about the after-school program, the loss of funding. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's the responsibility and how IAF have not received the funding. Plus, is it a state level or city decision? I'm not sure about
It's
that.
state level.
Okay. And at what level it is. So that's that I got to find out, because that's I don't know, because I remember that I did pass and voted for supporting after school program budget itself. Actually, was a small increase, and why this was not being approved, especially these two organizations been around, and if they were got disapproved, where is the money going towards? Is there another agency to replace in lieu of? I just don't know. So
Yeah, we're trying to
tomorrow-
find out as well.
Yeah, I will try to find out myself on my end. And the Metro card, I think Metro card itself as a technology is going to be sunset. That's a dinosaur technology, and OmniCard will be probably more effective and probably better tracking than ever. And that's all I have right now. If there's any questions or concerns, my office is always open. And my office phone number is 718-236-1764, 718-236-1764. Concerns, questions, ideas, I'd love to hear everyone from you. But thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Assemblyman. Do we have any speakers here present that would like to speak?
Online is Karen.
Karen? Karen, can you please unmute yourself and speak for us?
Not here. Andrew was speaking in the chat. I'm not sure if he's still here. He was speaking. No, he's not here.
Okay.
So, no one was. That's it.
Nobody else?
No, no, it's in the-
That concludes our second public speaking session.
Oh, because I'm going to do the.
Sorry, may I speak up?
What's his name?
Michael.
Mike Kieran.
Mike Kieran? Go ahead, you
Yeah.
can speak. Thank you.
Is there going to be an after-school latchkey program being considered?
As of right now, we're trying to find out answers.
Sorry.
As of right now, we're trying to find out answers. So we're reaching out to our elected officials in the city council, state senate, and assembly to see if they can come together and help out some way or another. So we don't have any programs lined up for all these schools or the FIAO. And different schools are working on various options. You can contact the school if they're affected. Is there anybody else speaking? This concludes the second speaking session. We're going to vote to approve resolution. It's to restore after-school funding in District 20. Would anyone like to provide comment on this resolution? Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Is there a second? Thank you. Joyce, can you take a vote? This resolution is calling for restoration of after-school funding for District 20 schools.
John,
Yes.
this is Steve. Can I just make a comment?
Of
Have we
course.
started the voting yet? I'm sorry.
No.
I'll just make a comment. Whenever we start the voting, I'll just make a comment along with my vote, which everyone is allowed to do, by the way. So just let me know. I'll just make a comment then.
Meetings, some member could able to make a comment.
So we can make a comment.
Yeah, or any question they can ask.
It's still the same meeting.
It just Steve say he want to make comment.
Yeah.
Oh,
When you do the start the vote.
okay. We're gonna vote on resolution 1 for after schools funding. Steve Stowe,
Yeah, I'm going to vote yes to approve. And really, as others have said tonight, this resolution is about, this is something that both parties should agree on. Everyone in the district should agree on. It's simply helping us restore a program that was working successfully that has been ended and cut back for reasons no one can articulate. No one has told anyone exactly why the funding was cut back. And the problem is you have a state bureaucracy that has done this, and we need help from our elected officials to understand what happened, understand what formulas were changed, and understand why many of our schools, and we're still finding out schools that are impacted every day, have lost after-school funding for the upcoming year. And so this resolution really just asks for all of our elected officials, regardless of your party, to work together to get answers to this. If we can get funding this year, to do so, and to review the funding process that was used to avoid a similar situation happening in the future. So I'm voting yes on the resolution.
thank you, Steve. John,
I'm voting yes. Like Steve said, every day we're finding out different. We're also up to the FIAO, which was didn't receive their funding that they need. So there's a lot going on, and we all need to come together with this, like Steve said. And it's our children. Every child should have after school if they want it. Same with every parent. People can't give money like 3,300, 3,200 a year. Even though they say $6 a day, whatever it is, that's not even here or there. People can't even afford food anymore. People can't even afford to pay payments, and they have to see what they want to pay. So there's no reason why these elected officials can't stand up, bipartisan, speak to each other, find a way to give the money to funds now, and then if they get money back, then that's fine. But we need to stick together. This is for our children, this is for our families, this is for our community. Thank you, and the vote is yes.
thank you. Elizabeth,
Yes. My son was able to get NIA for 2 years for the Summer Rising program. So I have a very good experience with it. He really loved the NIA when he went, and it really makes people want to stay in the DOE in our District 20 when we have these after school programs. And the NIA program is a little slightly different from BCA, but I really like the NIA program, and we should continue to fund them because, these are what our parents want. And yes, like John said, not all of us could afford $3,000, a year annually. Thank you.
thank you, Elizabeth. Joyce, I vote yes. So we've been working together since we received parents' concern about the after school program. Then we reach out. Yeah, we did reach out some elect official, and some when we reached out, we didn't get exactly answer. And I was thought like the people from the city council office we were standing out to speak tonight, but which I didn't see that people from the city council's office speak out tonight to explain what's the information, detailed information they got, but they didn't get update to us. So as a parent, we need transparency. And then this year is first year for school apply for the NEET program. We need to know, we need to prepare. Now this year we don't get a funding. What's the B plan? It should be have B plan if the loss in the funding. If the budgeting is approved, money is there. Why this year? Now when we reach on the from the state OCFS, they say we got the same exactly funding from the last year. So why not those school? Now those school CBO got funding got cut. So what's this funding going to? We need to know like budget is there. So why isn't this is first come first serve? Because every year in the school CBO apply their application, they should be know why they didn't get a. Why they didn't? They say they explain us they approve, but just no funding. So what does it mean approve? Is it approve or no funding? So we want the update detail for parents as our kids is matter because all the kids got impact. So I vote yes. Very fun.
Oh yeah, I vote yes. So I think because my kids in the district is applied to the after school and summer weekend in the I think it's the couple years. I think since my kid my daughter goes to the school is I think in kindergarten. So she applied after school and then she was think that is helpful. So I think we have the funding, but I think where the funding go. So right now it's a lot of the school lost the funding. If I have the 3 kids, I go to the after school, I have to each one have to pay for 3,000 something like that. So 1 year, and I help the 3 kids about almost 10,000. Yeah, it's not money for the middle class parents, the income. So we get the funding, but right now cannot get the benefit for the kids. So I think that's I vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you. We got Wenming. She's online. Oh, Yanqing.
I voted yes, but I totally agree that whenever I heard. Sorry, Yanqing. Go to the microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, I voted yes because I'm not familiar about the after school program. My kids never attend after school program, but whenever I hear all information from you guys, so I think about helping for a lot of family and the kids. So I vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Yanqing. Maya. Tamara.
Tamara's trying to get back in. She's having internet issues.
Yeah, I saw she tried.
Yeah.
She's not logging. Okay. Kevin.
Yes.
Thank you. Any comment from you?
No.
Thank you. Fabiola.
Thank you, Joyce. Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Joyce, again. I just want to speak in behalf of single parents like myself that we've been waiting for a seat for our kids to join after school programs. We can't afford childcare anymore. We can't afford food. We can't even afford to pay a rent. So I think this is crucial, and this is a call also for our elected officials. We expect more. I'm disappointed that these organizations lose their funding. This year, my son was lucky to join FIO for the Summer Rising. We expect more. Please help us. We need more transparency, and we really need to reallocate these fundings. Thank you. And I vote yes.
Thank you, Fabiola. Now we got Sabrina.
I agree with all that was said and I vote yes.
Thank you. We got 9 yes, and then we got 3 haven't received a response. So this resolution is passed. So hopefully we want to update information, detailed information as soon as possible, because our kids, our parent is urgent this information.
I also want to state something. It's not a city issue in regards to city council, but they could step in just like they wrote a letter with Senator Gradanis and Senator Eman Chu. It works all around. Everybody could chip in. Thank you. So I just want to make a quick announcement in regards to the Feast of Santa Rosalia. It's on August 15th, Thursday, up until August 25th. It's the 18th Avenue Feast. Anybody's welcome, and thank you for everybody. So as of right now, we're going to approve the June and July meetings, the minutes.
If no one has any comments, you can say the minutes are closed as is.
Wait, they said members share their distaste for the class size. Some, I think you should just put some members. Like,
Sorry.
yeah,
Oh, I see.
yeah, because it's gonna seem like all of us.
You're right.
So some.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Sorry. Minutes are closed with change.
Yeah.
You can say.
Minutes are approved to change.
You're right. Minutes approve the changes.
The minutes are approved with changes. Now we have the July calendar minutes. If there are no changes, the minutes are approved as is. The minutes are approved with changes. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to CC 20's August business meeting.
You have to close the other pages.
Can I have a motion to close the calendar meeting, please?
Second.
That concludes the calendar meeting. Can I start the business?